Harold Stein had not signed a single document in the 6 weeks before he died. He could barely hold a pen by then. So when his business partner produced a contract dated 9 days before Harold's death, selling his entire ownership stake for $1, Daniel Stein knew immediately that something was wrong. His father had built that business for 30 years. He would not have sold it for the price of a cup of coffee. Harold Stein was 74 years old and had co-founded a commercial flooring company in Las Vegas, Nevada, back in 1989, alongside a man named Vincent Caruso. The two had built the business from a single warehouse into a regional supplier serving casinos and commercial developments across southern Nevada. By the time Harold was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in early 2022, his 50% ownership stake was valued at $3.2 million. Daniel was 43 and had grown up watching his father and Vincent run the company side by side, trusting each other completely for over 3 decades. Harold had never updated his original partnership agreement, which stated clearly that upon his death, his ownership stake would pass to his estate to be inherited by Daniel. Vincent Caruso had a different plan. As Harold's health declined rapidly through the summer of 2022, Vincent began visiting him at home under the guise of friendship, often arriving alone and staying for long stretches that Daniel only learned about afterward. In August, with Harold heavily sedated for pain management and confined to a hospital bed in his living room, Vincent presented what he later claimed was a buy-sell agreement Harold had verbally requested weeks earlier. The document transferred Harold's entire ownership stake to Vincent for the sum of $1, citing Harold's desire to simplify the estate before his death. A notary Vincent had brought along recorded a signature on the document dated 9 days before Harold passed away. Harold Stein died on September 3, 2022. Vincent filed the buy-sell agreement with the company's corporate records within a week, formally claiming full ownership. Daniel discovered the document when he met with the company's accountant to discuss his father's estate. He stared at the signature for a long time. It looked shaky, uneven, nothing like the confident signature his father had used his entire life. Daniel remembered visiting his father on that exact date. Harold had not been able to sit up without assistance. He had barely been able to speak in full sentences. Daniel retained attorney Rebecca Sloan, a business litigation specialist in Las Vegas, with 18 years of experience handling estate and corporate disputes. Rebecca immediately requested Harold's complete hospice care records for the relevant period. The documentation was unambiguous. Harold had been receiving continuous high-dose pain medication and was documented by hospice nursing staff as largely non-responsive and incapable of meaningful communication on the exact date the agreement claimed he signed it. Rebecca also brought in a forensic document examiner who compared the signature to dozens of verified samples spanning Harold's business career. Her conclusion was clear. The signature exhibited signs of physical assistance, suggesting someone had guided Harold's hand rather than allowing him to sign independently if he had been capable of signing at all. The hearing was held before the Honorable Judge Marcus Webb in the Clark County District Court in Las Vegas. Rebecca Sloan presented the hospice records, the forensic signature analysis, and testimony from a hospice nurse who had been present in the home during the period in question. The nurse testified that she did not recall any formal document signing taking place, and that Harold's condition that week made any meaningful legal transaction virtually impossible. Vincent's attorney argued that Harold had expressed a long-standing verbal wish to transfer his stake to Vincent in recognition of their decades-long partnership. Rebecca Sloan asked the court to consider why, if that wish was genuine, Vincent had waited until Harold was incapacitated and dying to formalize it for the symbolic price of $1, rather than addressing it years earlier through proper legal channels. Judge Marcus Webb ruled that the buy-sell agreement was invalid, finding clear evidence that Harold Stein lacked the capacity to execute the document, and that the circumstances surrounding its creation indicated deliberate exploitation of a dying man. He restored Harold's full ownership stake to his estate, awarding it to Daniel as the rightful heir under the original partnership agreement. He referred Vincent Caruso to the Clark County District Attorney for elder financial exploitation and fraud. Vincent was convicted on both counts and sentenced to 5 years in Nevada State Prison. The flooring company was placed under new management, with Daniel taking an active ownership role for the first time in his life. Harold Stein spent 30 years building something with a man he trusted completely. In his final weeks, that same man tried to take it all for the price of a cup of coffee. The court made sure it cost him everything instead. Would you have noticed a forged signature that quickly? Tell us in the comments below. And if this story moved you, subscribe to Court of Shadows for more courtroom drama stories every week.